It took me 2 years to figure out Facebook ads. Every single agency I studied, every single course I bought, every single mentor I invested in, they all had a different answer. Some people told me to test ABO structures with tight audience control. Others told me that CBO was the only way to scale. Some were even obsessed with landing page optimizations and running split tests on every single button that ever existed. Others swore by interest stacking, layering audiences on top of each other. 2 years of conflicting information and still not understanding why I was stuck. Then the Andromeda update happened. Meta updated how ads are delivered at a fundamental level. And most of what I've been taught, most of what agencies sell now today, became the reason why brands were stuck. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what changed, why most of the advice that you are getting right now is built for an algorithm that no longer exists, and the exact same campaign structure that I use for my clients. I am going to walk you through the exact step-by-step on how to set it up so that you can see exactly how it looks like inside of Meta. So if you're running ads right now and your results are inconsistent, your scaling keeps breaking, you feel like Meta is not working the same way it used to, this video is going to be explaining exactly why. With the old structure that I used to have before the Andromeda update, used to have a prospecting campaign, a retargeting campaign, a retention campaign, and a scale campaign. 4 mandatory campaigns. Here's the problem. Meta changed the way the algorithm delivers the ad to your audience. Meta no longer needs you to separate the audiences, because the algorithm already knows who is most likely to visit your site based on your creatives. So when you're running all of these separate campaigns, you're fighting the algorithm. You're telling Meta where to place your ads instead of letting Meta decide where's the most efficient place to place your ads. And the result is an audience overlap, and there's way too much budget competition within your ad account. The brands that are scaling right now are not running more campaigns. They're running fewer campaigns and letting the creatives do the work. So the structure that I use now is obviously the prospecting campaign and the retention campaign that is completely mandatory. And then in optional, you have the retargeting campaign depending on if it's necessary or not, and some specific measures, and the scale campaign, which is optional depending on specific measures. So let me show you how this looks exactly in your ad account. Alright, so I'm using a complete fresh account because I don't want to share any client information. The first thing you're going to create is the prospecting campaign. Not awareness, not traffic, not engagement, a sales campaign, okay? You hit continue, you can name it whatever you want. In this case, let's name it prospecting. Boom. Buying type auction, sales is always saved. You don't want to have Advantage Plus catalog ads on. Daily budget, you put whatever you want to put in. Let's say 1,000 a day. Boom. You keep everything else the same. Okay. Boom. You go to the sales campaign. Then from here, you keep everything else the same. Then you want to go into your ad set. Okay. You can name it whatever you want. Let's say pack 1. Boom. For the conversion location, this is going to be obviously your website. Boom. You're going to put in all the information, maximize number of conversion. The purchase event is going to be purchases. Now it's not showing here because of the fresh account, but so it's okay. Scroll down, keep Advantage Plus on. Before I used to tell you to click further limit the reach of your ads, but in this case, you're not going to do that. In here, click show more control. Languages, excludes here. Boom, you're going to exclude your purchasers. Now, in this case, we don't have them, but you're going to have them set up. And then you keep everything the same. So inside of this campaign, every single week, you need to add in a new ad set. In that ad set, you're going to add in a new batch of creative concepts. You need to have a minimum of 3 to 4 creatives depending on how much you're spending. I'm going to link in the description a creative calculator that you can use to determine how many creatives you need to use every single time, but you need a minimum of 3 to 4 ads per week. You test different concepts, different formats, UGC, product to solution, competitor comparison, and that's pretty much it. Just make sure to add in a new ad set every single week. That's it for prospecting. Very easy, very clear, straight to the point. Now for the retention campaign, this is for the people that already have a relationship with the brand, people who already purchase from you. This is where you're going to monetize existing demand instead of constantly creating new demand. So to create the retention system, same thing, sales, boom, continue. Same thing, buying, auction, sales. Here for the budget, it's going to be dramatically lower than your prospecting campaign. So let's say it's going to be $20 a day here. Boom, you keep everything else the same. You go to your new ad set. You're going to name the first one purchases. And then you're going to create another ad set. Let's quickly duplicate this. and then you're going to name it purchase 180. So this one is going to be for the people who purchase within 180 days, and this one is going to be for the people who purchase all time, okay? It's very important not to overspend here because a lot of brands do this mistake. They spend a lot on retention. If you spend a lot on retention, you already have a very limited pool of buyers. So if you overspend, your frequency is going to go through the roof. So instead of buying again from you, you're going to annoy them more and more with ads and they're not going to convert. A healthy frequency for a retention campaign is around 8 to 12. The moment you start seeing 15, 16, 17, this is where you need to tone down the budget and be very careful. So inside this ad set, okay, obviously conversion is going to be website. This is a fresh account and that's why it's not going straight to website. Keep on scrolling, boom, boom, boom. Here, this is where it gets very important, okay? You click further limit the reach of your ads, okay? Boom, further limit the reach of your ads, continue. You are going to put in your custom audiences, okay? Bang. You put in, for example, you include the purchasers all time. Now they're not here for me, but they are going to be here for you. Okay, and then you click exclude and you exclude the people who were on your site, the add to carts and all of this. You only include the people who bought from you, okay? Whatever you add in your inclusion, you're going to see here somewhere, use as a suggested audience. You're going to click it off. It's going to narrow down your audience definition, which is completely okay. This is exactly what you want to happen. Now, for the purchases 180, you do the exact same thing. Now, retargeting is optional. A lot of brands run it while they should not. So this is how you know if you should run it or if you shouldn't. For the retargeting campaign to make sense, go into your campaigns, select prospecting, go to breakdowns, go to audience segment, click it. Now, obviously, it should show you your existing customers, your new customers, and your engaged audience, okay? For me, it's not showing because this is a fresh account and I don't have them set up, but you're going to look at your engaged audiences. If you're spending more than 30 to 40% of your budget on engaged audiences, you need to set up a retargeting campaign because Meta is telling you that there's a significant pool of warm audience that needs to be targeted. So to do it, it's very simple. You click create, new sales campaign, boom. You name it retargeting, bang. In this case, what I recommend doing is doing Advantage Plus catalog on, okay, boom. You have it, you set it to the budget that you want, obviously lower than the prospecting campaign. If you're a small brand, you create one ad set and you throw in your Facebook and Instagram 30-day engager, your 30-day website visitors, and your 90-day add to cart. If you are a bigger brand, you're spending at least $20,000 to $30,000 on ads a month. This is what you need to be doing. You create 3 ad sets. Okay, boom, we're going to duplicate everything. Boom, duplicate, boom. All right, you have 3 ad sets. One ad set is going to be 90-day add to cart. The other ad set is going to be 30-day website. And then this one is going to be 30-day Facebook and IG engagers. Boom. You set up your catalog and everything, and that's it. Very, very easy. You click further limit the reach of the ads. You put in your custom audiences. You include, obviously, for this one, it's going to be 30-day Facebook engagers. You put them, you exclude the others, and you do the same for every single one of them. Very easy, very straightforward. If you want me to be more precise on it, I can do another video, but it's kind of like straight to the point. Now, the scale campaign only exists under one condition. You have proven winners in your prospecting campaign. That means you have ads that are hogging all of the spend, they are above your KPIs, and you want to push them forward. That's it. There is no other reason why you would have a scaling campaign. And if you're not spending at least $500 a day on ads, you should completely forget it. All right, so to create it, boom, another sales campaign. Here, it's obviously going to be a pretty high budget. In your ad set, you only need one ad set for this. You don't click further limit the reach of the ads, nothing. You keep it the way it is. For the creatives, the only creatives that you're going to be running are the winners of the prospecting campaign. That's it. Literally it. You don't add in new creatives, you don't test new creatives, you only push the creatives that are already hogging all of the spend in the prospecting campaign, and you leave them in the prospecting campaign as well. You don't touch them. And once you do that as well, these winners that were in the prospecting campaign, you not only put them in the scaling campaign, but you also put them in interest groups within the prospecting campaign. Each interest is going to be one ad set, okay? Very straightforward. You don't want to test multiple ad sets. You don't want to test multiple interests in each ad set because you won't know what is working and what is not. But that's pretty much it for the campaign structure. Now, the thing that most brands are looking at the wrong numbers. ROAS is the number one number that they look at. And it also is the most misleading. ROAS tells you your return on ad spend. It doesn't tell you if the business is actually profitable. It does not account for product costs, shipping costs, returns, or what happens to the customer after they purchase. The number that I start with all of my clients is the break-even ROAS. It is one of the most important metrics that you need to have dialed in. If your break-even ROAS is 1.2 and your ROAS is at a 2.1, you're good, you're profitable, you can scale more, you can push more. But if you're hitting a 1.5, you are losing. The second metric that we look at is MER, Marketing Efficiency Ratio. It's the total revenue divided by the total ad spend, not attributed revenue, your total revenue from all your marketing activities. That can be your email marketing, your SMS marketing, your ads, your meta ads, your Google ads, your TikTok ads, all of these things, divided by the ad spend that you have. A healthy MER for e-commerce brands is anything above a 2.6. If you're below 2, that means that your system is underperforming, and if you're above 2.6, then you're doing very good. Anything above 3.5 to 4 means that you're underinvesting with your ads, you're not spending enough, and you can be pushing so much more money into the ads to grow the business. A third metric that I look at, and is probably one of the most important metrics here, is the LTV to CAC ratio. LTV is the lifetime of a customer. It's the lifetime value of a customer divided by your cost per acquisition. And this is the number that unlocks aggressive scaling, because you can be scaling at a break-even ROAS, be very, very aggressive and have a break-even cost per acquisition, even go negative on your first cost per acquisition, and then focus purely on retention or have a subscription model in place so that you can get more and more from this customer without worrying about your cost acquisition for the second, the third, and the fourth purchase. If you have it set up properly, this can be the most powerful way to scale quickly to 100K per month. Yes, you're not going to be profitable on the first month with that customer, but the next month are going to be pure profit. Now, if this is confusing to you or it's making sense, but you just don't have the time to apply it, click the link in the description to book a call with me. It will be a free ad account audit. I will deep dive and tell you exactly where you are going wrong and give you the next steps that you need to take in order to scale profitably. And if you want to work together, then this is something that we can discuss. Anyways, back to the video. So now the campaign structure that I just showed you only works if you have the proper creative engine, okay? In 2026, the creative does the targeting, not the interest groups. So every single week, you're going to have a new broad pack, okay? Every single pack is going to be new concepts of creatives. By concepts, here's what I mean. Every concept is going to target one type of audience, because every single audience is going to convert at a different rate on different concepts. You're not testing one thing at a time. You are going to be testing so many different angles, so many different formats at the same time. If you notice that a certain angle, a certain concept of creative is working properly, that's where you go and double down on it. You do more varieties of it, and this is how your ad account is going to grow very, very quickly. The brands that are winning now are outputting new creatives every single week and are running hundreds of creatives at the same time. You almost never want to turn off your ads unless it's severely under your KPI. Creative fatigue is real, and it happens at an even faster rate than you thought. So this is why it's very important that every single week you add in new concepts. 2 whole years. This is how long it took me to understand that most advice out there is built for an algorithm that no longer exists. The Andromeda algorithm changed the game. The brands that adapt win, and the brands who are still running the old systems are going to struggle and wonder why nothing is working for them. So if you have any questions about anything that is covered in the video, feel free to comment down below and I will do my best to answer as fast as possible. And if you are a brand doing anywhere between $40,000 to $60,000 per month and you want to scale to 100K per month, click the link in the description to book a free strategy call. I'll run through your systems, tell you exactly where you are going wrong and what you can do to improve. Worst case scenario, you walk away with complete clarity and a bunch of free value. And best case scenario, we work together and we scale you to 6 figures per month. See you in the next one.